I know why decluttering feels so hard, and it's not because you're bad at it. It's because you're playing by the wrong rules. You've been taught that decluttering is a test that you can fail, when really it's a skill that you can improve. There are 9 reasons why decluttering feels hard, and the good news is that there's a solution for all of them. If we're meeting for the first time, my name is Sheila, and I help people declutter their homes and their minds so they can move forward with less stress and more peace. Let me show you why decluttering feels so heavy and how you can make it easier. Reason number 1 why decluttering feels so hard is that you've been taught that there is a right way to declutter. But asking someone the right way to declutter is like asking them what's the right kind of music to listen to. There's no good answer to that question because it depends on so many factors. There are so many different types of music, just like there are so many different types of people. And there are multiple ways to declutter. There's not just one right way. But sometimes in our search for the right way, we just get stuck and do nothing because we think that if we just find the right book or listen to the right expert or find the right YouTube video, then all of a sudden it's all going to make sense and we're going to know the correct order and the correct way to do it. And the truth is there isn't one. There's not just one way to do it. So my suggestion is to find someone, maybe here on YouTube, who you like listening to, and then follow their way of doing it. And it might be different from the way that another person on YouTube does it, but that doesn't matter because there's not just one right way to declutter and you're not going to mess it up. The second reason why decluttering has felt so hard is that you are confusing decluttering with cleaning and organizing when really they are 3 separate activities. So trying to declutter and clean and organize is a lot like trying to cook dinner while going to the grocery store while cleaning out your refrigerator. They are 3 related activities, but they're not the same thing. If you tried to do all 3 of those things at once, make dinner and go to the grocery store and clean out your refrigerator, you wouldn't end up with a meal, you would end up with a mess and you would be really overwhelmed. It's the same thing with decluttering. If you try to declutter and clean and organize all at the same time, you are not going to get anywhere. You have to focus on one of those things at a time if you want to make real progress. They're all important, but you only do one at a time. When you're decluttering, all you're doing is decluttering, and decluttering is simply the act of deciding what are you keeping and what are you getting rid of. And that is it. That's all decluttering is. It is not cleaning and it is not organizing. The third reason why decluttering feels so overwhelming is that you have thought that you had to do it all at once. Every room, every closet, every drawer, every storage space, it all had to be decluttered all at once or else it didn't count. So then instead of starting small, you just don't get started at all. But decluttering is not something that you do all at once. It's something that you do in stages and in phases, and you have to celebrate the progress along the way. You also have to remember to be really kind and gentle with yourself because that clutter did not come into your house all at once, and it's not going to leave all at once. The fourth reason why decluttering feels so hard is that you've told yourself it's going to take a lot of time. So your brain is constantly doing this math. How long will this take? Will I have enough energy? What if I start and I can't finish? When decluttering feels endless, your nervous system treats it like a threat instead of a task. And we all know what happens when your nervous system feels threatened. You go into fight, flight, freeze, or faint. You avoid the situation altogether, and you're not going to make any progress if you think you have to do it all at once or you have to spend a long, long time doing it. So that's why when I'm helping people declutter, especially if they're feeling really overwhelmed, we start literally with 1 minute at a time. In fact, I have an entire playlist here on YouTube of 1-minute decluttering videos, as well as a free 1-minute decluttering guide. I will put links to those things in the description below. Decluttering for 1 minute at a time, believe it or not, can actually make a huge difference. It gets you into momentum. You can start to see those quick wins, and that progress builds on itself. So instead of thinking, I have to spend a long time decluttering, maybe just start with a small amount of time, even if it is just 1 minute. The fifth reason why decluttering feels so hard is that you are second guessing yourself. Most people get stuck in a loop that goes something like this. They make a decision, then they doubt that decision, then they reconsider that decision, and then they get stuck. And they just don't want to keep going altogether. They want to just give up on decluttering. So it might look something like this. You pick up an item thinking that you're going to declutter it. You think, I could probably get rid of this. And then immediately that voice of doubt comes into your mind that says, are you sure about that? Maybe you should keep it. What if you need it? Someone gifted that to you. Are you really going to give away a gift? You start to have all of these doubts in your head, and the more you listen to them, the louder they become. So all of a sudden you are reconsidering your decision, and then you feel stuck. And when you feel stuck, you don't want to declutter at all. It takes all the wind out of your sails and it really hurts your progress. And by the way, if this is happening to you, it's not laziness, it's just decision fatigue. Your brain is simply stuck in a loop that it created to keep you safe from making what it perceives to be the wrong decision. The good news is that there are no wrong answers here. So when you're decluttering, if you come across something and you think, I want to keep it, or I want to throw it away, or I want to give it away, I want to donate it, whatever, it doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong here. I've decluttered thousands and thousands of things over the years, and I've also helped hundreds of people declutter their own homes. And I can tell you that, at least in my experience, I've never regretted letting go of something. And as far as I know, no one that I have helped has ever regretted that either. So you have to learn to trust yourself. And if you feel like it's time to let go of something, then just trust that feeling and let it go. The sixth reason why decluttering has felt so hard is that you have let the opinions of other people get in your head. And sometimes those people are not even in the room with you when you're making the decision, but you can just hear their voice saying, are you really going to get rid of that? That was a gift from Aunt so-and-so. Are you really going to donate that? This is where you have to learn to trust yourself once again, just like we said in the last point, and you have to make the decision that is right for you. Now, keep in mind here that I am talking about the decisions that you're making when you're decluttering your own stuff, not deciding for other people and getting rid of their stuff when they're not around. I'm talking about decluttering your own stuff. If the stuff belongs to you, then the decision also belongs to you, and you get to decide what happens to that stuff. So for example, one thing that can come up in this area is you might think, well, I can't get rid of this because it was a gift from this family member, and if I get rid of it, then what if they find out about it? Or maybe it's rude to get rid of a gift, or maybe it makes me ungrateful. The truth is, if it was a gift, it belongs to you. And if you don't use it or love it or want it, you are not honoring it by holding on to it. You honor the gift and the giver by releasing it and letting it go to someone who would really benefit from it. So the best way to honor a gift is to let it go if it is not serving you. If you've gotten any value out of this video so far, it would mean the world to me if you would hit that subscribe button so that I can reach more people and help more people. Thank you so much. Let's keep going. Reason number 7 why decluttering feels so hard is that you feel guilty or wasteful. And this one runs deep for a lot of people because it goes beyond just the stuff. This is now the stories that you're telling yourself about the stuff. So maybe you're worried about the money that you spent, or the version of you that you thought would use the stuff even though you never used it. Or maybe you're worried about being wasteful and harming the environment. When you think about the money that you've spent, and now you're looking at this thing that you spent money on and you don't use it, you don't love it, you don't need it, holding on to that thing does not bring back the money. So you're not getting money back and you're not saving money by holding on to something that you don't need. And we don't want to harm the environment. Obviously, nobody wants to do that. So when you can, you recycle, you give things away, you pass them on to someone who can use them. But there will be times where you have to throw things in the garbage because they're so broken and beyond repair that no one can use them. And in those moments, you might be tempted to think, wow, if I throw this away, I'm being really wasteful. And I encourage you to remember that your health and your well-being are also precious resources. So make sure that you are adding yourself into that equation when you're worried about being wasteful. Conserving your energy and preserving your well-being are also really important here. And speaking of health and energy, reason number 8 why decluttering can feel so hard is that you have physical limitations or emotional burdens. So maybe you're decluttering through chronic pain or a recent injury or illness, or maybe you're processing grief or loss or trauma. And maybe you're just feeling really stretched thin. You have so many demands on you and everything just feels really overwhelming right now. In those instances, it's really important to be extra gentle with yourself, take extra breaks, make sure that you are taking care of yourself even as you declutter. You might need to go in smaller sessions, you might need to keep things shorter, you might need to have an accountability buddy that you can call when the days are really hard when you're decluttering. Just make sure that you are going at a pace that is sustainable for you and give yourself grace if it doesn't look exactly the way that you thought it would. And if you are decluttering with limited mobility, so am I. I am on crutches right now, and I recently posted a video called Decluttering on Crutches, where I walk you through the process that I'm using right now with limited mobility to still be able to get things done around the house. Spoiler alert, part of that process is that before I get up out of a chair or out of bed, if I'm going to work on something, I write it down or put it in my phone. I make a list so that I'm working from the list instead of trying to go all around the house with limited mobility, trying to do things while thinking of what I need to do and doing it at the same time. It's so much easier if you think of what you need to do first, then you get up and do it. All of this, of course, within whatever you can tolerate according to your situation and according to what your doctor recommends. But just know that if you are decluttering under physical or emotional constraints right now, I see you. I know it is very challenging. and you're going to get through this. Remember to have massive grace for yourself right now. Reason number 9 why decluttering can be overwhelming is that you are moving or downsizing and you don't know where to start. When you're moving or downsizing, decluttering isn't optional. You have to do it. And sometimes it's overwhelming because you have this date on your calendar, like this deadline, and you know that you have to get things done before this specific date. I've moved 10 times in 10 years, so I know how stressful that can be. So if you're moving or downsizing right now and you want to learn how I do it with calm instead of chaos, be sure to click the link in the description or scan the QR code here on the screen to learn more about my Decluttered Move course. And whether you're moving or not, I invite you to continue decluttering with me in this video right here. I'll meet you there.